What's going on, people? Welcome to the live match reaction. Fredrikstad 0, Palace 0. However, our European tour officially starts today as we have qualified on aggregate. We're going to be talking about that performance and more. Drop a like, even if you're watching on replay. Leave down your thoughts in the live comment section or the comment section down below. And also subscribe if you're new to the channel, because there'll be many more content coming out. Thanks to each and every single one of you that has done that. That also does that for every one of these streams that we do. So really appreciate it. I'm joined by AJ here. The lines will be open. In fact, now the lines are open. If you want to click on the pinned comment in the live comment section down below, you'll be able to call us in right now. AJ, there's a lot to talk about today, but I'm just going to start off with your raw thoughts in terms of what you made of the game, because I'll be honest, I've done a watch along with T. It wasn't the greatest of performances.
I think, you know what, the end result is the fact that we're through. I'm happy with that. But they came to play. They didn't, sit back and wait for us to attack. We looked fatigued. We looked tired. We looked like we just couldn't break them down. Let's be honest, they did have the better opportunities of the two, but end result is we're through to our European tour, so we can start planning some Thursdays down at Sellers and obviously up and down Europe. But if I'm being honest with myself, it wasn't exactly the greatest of performances. And I think the narrative is very obvious that we need to open up the checkbook and get some creativity and get some depth into that squad, because even despite the performance and stuff like that, it wasn't like the manager had a ton of options to choose from to make things change. So now that we have definitely 100% got Europe, it's time for the board to back the manager. We need to get things going. On today, though, it was a bit of a hard watch. It wasn't exactly the greatest Palace performance I've ever seen, but at the end of the day, like I said, like I'm saying for the third or fourth time, we're through to Europe now officially, and we can hopefully pull our finger out for the last few days before Monday and push on.
Yeah. Kamada comes into the side today, which I think was a plus, because we've been lacking creativity and he's meant to be, a creative player. What did you make of his performance? And what is it with the creativity? Is it just down to the individuals, or do you think tactically there's anything that we could have done differently? I don't know.
It's a good question, actually. Obviously, a lot of people will point to the whole thing that, Eze's gone. But at the end of the day, look, Kamada did all right. I wasn't impressed. There was a few sort of flicks that he tried and a few little sort of creative things that he was trying to do today, and it just wasn't really pulling off. But I don't know if that's a combination of going back to the fatigue, or it's just a combination. These players have played something like 6-7 games in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So it's a lot for them. And when you're down to your bare bones, essentially what it is we have got our starting 11, and then after that, it kind of just, there's nothing there. There's nothing to us to work with. We haven't got two options or two players for every position on the pitch. We have just got that strongest 11 that we could, because let's be honest, today was maybe Barrow Mitchell was, obviously he came on later on in the game, but if we're being honest with ourselves, that is technically our starting 11 as it currently stands. And, Kamada was only coming back from a knock. So the way I look at it is, it's going to be very hard for me to dissect or individually dig out anyone, because it wasn't that we were terrible, but we looked like if we had played for another 2 hours, we weren't going to score today, and they were more likely to score than us. So, yeah, it was an all right performance, but it wasn't his best. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, for me, the result matters more than the performance. I'm happy with it. We kept another clean sheet, another game unbeaten. But I think this comment from Star Lobster sums it up. He says we were allowed 12 subs, we could only field 7. I think that doesn't even say it all. I think when you look at the subs that were even on the bench, that we couldn't even fill out the bench, 2 of them were goalies. And then you got 1-2 players that are academy players. The only real first teamers that we had on the bench was Tyreek Mitchell, Justin Devaney, if I'm not counting the 2 goalies, Nathaniel Klein and Eze. That is ridiculous. it's ridiculous that Glazer is in this position after winning us 2 trophies, and it's a shambles to even some of these players that we had on the bench. You wouldn't even have them starting preseason games, let alone competitive games for European qualifiers, and we still managed to get through, which is a massive plus to the team and the manager. However, you look at Sunday's game, hopefully we managed to get past that game as well. But it's just poor as a football club how we've, been in this position with squad depth. I'm pretty sure we're going to sign players, but we should have even gone into the game like this. Saar is a great player for us, and you see it when they're spacing behind, he runs into it. He's dangerous, but we're going to be facing teams like this in Europe in the Conference League because the teams that are weaker teams, and we'll see with the draw tomorrow who we get. And when we do face teams like this, Saar really becomes ineffective. Not, a bad shout on him today, but he does become ineffective because he's not that type of player to play against a low block. You give him the ball, give him some space, and he'll run past the defender. But he's not gonna, operate in tight spaces. And then you have Kamadi who's come back from an injury. So the 2 number 10s, just as it was in the first leg, pretty much ineffective. And my man of the match is going to have to go to Gahey for both legs of the performance. And that pretty much sums it up. We should have, on paper, everyone was saying, we'll beat them 3-0, 4-0, whatever. It didn't work out like that. And the main reason why it didn't is because I don't think the squad is ready yet. And thankfully, the good thing about the Conference League is 1, there's 6 rather than 8 games in the league phase that we're going to be playing. And 2, the league phase starts a bit later than the Europa League. It starts on the 2nd of October. So we've got a bit of time for the new players to gel in. And right now, our focus from the board, which I'm assuming it has been, is to sign players and try to sign them as fast as possible. We got to on Monday anyways. It's not like we got time. But it's the squad depth is an absolute shambles right now. Absolute shambles. I don't know how on earth we've ended up in this position, but it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be this week. Look at the bench. We have, bringing on Tyrick Mitchell and then Devaney around the 92nd minute. Who else does it bring on? Maybe Roman Esse, people say, but clearly doesn't think he's ready yet. And then there's no one else. 2 goals.
Do you know what? I've got a little statement I've got to make about Esse. I understand that a lot of people. No, I'll tell you what. I know that historically we've brought very young, exciting, talented players from the Championship, and then they've come to Crystal Palace and stepped it up, and obviously the South London talent element. But the amount of people that were getting hyped because he did one trick when he came off the bench, and all of a sudden, man, them are demanding that he starts. Is it because his name's similar to Eze or something? We need to stop doing that, man. We need to.
None of these players are playing.
We need to chill on that, man. Right now, listen. The reality is we have got the best manager we've ever had, and we are in the most successful period we've ever had. And the kind of demands or the things that people question when it comes to our manager is kind of embarrassing. Sometimes, obviously, internet chat is very flippant, in it. People say things, for shock value, or people say what's on their minds, and people often say when they're emotionally raw. But listen, man, I just don't understand. Everybody and his wife knows we've got the greatest manager we've ever had as a Crystal Palace. We've never had it this good. Why are we not backing him? What is going on?
I don't think
I was prepared.
It's just a question. No one.
No. I'm sorry. And that's maybe where I've made the statement wrong. But I think from a board perspective, if this man walks out the football club come the end of this transfer window, I'm not gonna be surprised, but I'm gonna be gutted, just like everybody else. The thing is, right? The thing that I need more than anything, and I just don't understand that's just not happened, is why have we not got this man his players? He only wanted 4 about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, and he hasn't got any of them. The problem is the man is working at this point. He's literally creating miracles because he's working with the same rotational 12, 13 players throughout the whole of the preseason, the whole of the summer, the Community Shield. And what have we got to show for it? We are not serious here. I think we need to get, I've said this online, I've said this on streams and stuff like that. We need to back this manager. We cannot play games with this guy. He's not like anything we've ever had before. He's a serious manager, and he is doing serious things with this football club. And I really don't want to be one of these people that starts tagging Steve Parish online all the time. But it's getting to that point. Something needs to happen here. And you cannot tell me there's not enough money to get these players in. And I can't tell me it's just we're trying to budget off the Eze money alone. It can't be right. That cannot be correct.
Well, it seems like it. That's the problem. That's the whole issue around it. And it shouldn't be like that. But yeah, if you haven't already done so, there's over 100 watching live. Hit the like button. We're on 36 likes. I'm gonna bring on guests now as well. If you do want to call in, click on the pinned comment. Let's bring on Dan first. Dan, 0-0, but we managed to get through. We'll be going on a European tour. We've been waiting all our life for it, but it doesn't feel like it right now. I think there's a bit of frustration based on like the performance, and you look at the squad depth, etc. But we managed to get a job done. What do you make of the game?
Shit, if I'm being brutally honest, but we got the job done. We got the job done in the end, and you know, as far as moving forward, we have to nip it all in the bud now, you know, because like if that's what we got moving forward in this Farmers League, as you call it, D, then fuck it. I'd rather be playing outside with my combine harvester. You know what I mean?
But what was it today then? What was it that was so bad? Because I thought even defensively, not really necessarily. They create chances. I mean, from the long throws, etc. It wasn't like the first leg. First leg we had like 25 shots. I don't know how many shots we had. I'll find out right now. We had about 10 shots in this game compared to 25 in the first game. It just feels like going forward and defensively we weren't at it.
Yeah, I saw the lineup today. And I liked it because like I think Kamada offers a better. I think Kamada's a better option than Devaney. But I just don't know. It's just not clicking at the minute. Nothing's clicking. Like and then you know with the new signings potentially come in, like it's like everyone's just been splat together, and like there's no cohesion or there's no understanding. Okay, the defense is sound. The defense knows what they're doing. Like Chris Richards today again had a game of his life. You know, that was my man of the match. And Mark Guay again, Lacroix again. Munoz, you know, they all offer their certain patch, and you know what they're going to give. But you know, Wharton just seemed relaxed throughout the game. You know, there was no sort of like the quick passes that you see from him to release Mateta and release Sarr. You know, Sarr, I don't know what's going on with Sarr at the moment, but Sarr didn't do his usual stuff, but I suppose they just stuck to a game plan, and that was just to see it through because that team they just set up in such a low block. It was hard for us to break them down, but you know we're comfortable. We got the 1-0 lead. You know what I mean? Come at us, and then you know, but they didn't, and we just found it difficult to supply a ball through a cutting edge pass.
And I think that pretty much falls down on some of the availability that we have with players. But yeah, we did manage to get the job done. Are you excited about the league phase? The draw will be tomorrow.
Yes, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to going to these brutal places like Kosovo or wherever we go to. You know what I mean? But like, it's just an experience. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, when I started supporting Palace, you know, there were like lower leagues of the Championship and stuff, and like you know, it wasn't great. And now we got European football. All right, we should have had a better bit of European football, but we've got European football. I'm not grumbling, and potentially we can go on and win it with the correct signings. With the correct signings, we could potentially do some damage in this league.
Yeah, but do you think right now, as the squad stands, that's not enough, right?
No.
Even for the Conference League. Yeah.
No way is that enough. Like it's just we're like 5-6 short. I reckon easy 5 or 6 short.
Do you think we get a job done? It seems like Yeremy Pino, he came over to the London yesterday, I believe. So hopefully he gets his medical sorted, and we'll see if he's available. Maybe Sunday is a bit too early, but do you think we get enough players in? Do you have faith? Before Mondays, before the window shuts on
I
Monday.
realistically can see us getting 4.
Hmm.
I realistically can see us getting 4. Reece Nelson, maybe. What's his face? That Pino.
Yeah.
And then possibly another centre half. I want another forward as well to ease the load on Mateta. But if we at least, and we have to get 4 at least. If we can get 5, then all good. You know, Sky Sports were reporting today that potentially 5 could come in. You know, and I think then Glasner will be happy. We just need to keep him happy because we can't afford to lose him. We cannot afford to lose him. This is the guy. This is the guy that's turned our football club around in history, and in the space of 2 years. You know what I mean? And like for me, you have to do everything you can to keep hold of him. You got to back him. You have to get the signings across the line that he wants.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's see if it happens. But look, Dan, appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we'll catch up with you after the Villa game.
Yeah, nice one, man. Cheers.
Take care, mate.
You can have your say as well by clicking on the pinned comment to join us live. If you haven't already done so, over 150 people watching live. We're on 55 likes. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. AJ, yeah, I mean, Dan mentioned 5 potential players.
Do you know what? I've had this might even be a subject for another show, but I think, have we left it too late to convince Glasner to stay? Or do you think it's a situation where Glasner's sort of seen the UEFA politics, the Eze politics, the gay politics? Because my concern is he's historically left bigger football clubs, or sorry, no, let me be fair, he's left other, clubs that have got more of a larger European standard than us. Because obviously those players were moved on, and granted they were never replaced. But it looks like we're following the same pattern here. So do you reckon that might be sitting on the back of his head?
I don't know. Yeah, the similar pattern thing worries me more than anything. At this point, I'm a bit concerned about, even if we do get the players and the right players, it's about like the similar patterns to last season, which he's not happy about. He wants to play in early, but maybe if the players are good enough and we manage to keep Gay, I don't know if we will. Maybe he's happy. So it's hard to say. Only time will tell when the window shuts. But yeah, let's see what happens in that regards. Let's bring on Nosa next. Nosa. 0-0 draw today, but we are through 1-0 on aggregate. What do you make of it, bro?
I think it wasn't the most exciting game, but I couldn't give a toss, I'll be real. Like, I just wanted us to be in that European competition. I think the defense was solid. Glasner had a game plan, and obviously the Fredrikstad, is that how you pronounce their team? They played well. They played really well.
Fredrikstad, innit?
Fredrikstad, that's whatever. They played really well. I was really impressed with how they were set up. Of course, they didn't really have that many attacking outlets, but they just played with the resources they had. They capitalized on the throw-in, which was it was a good throw. That guy is a good throw taker, don't you think?
Yeah, hey, we need to learn from him because we love long throws as well. And hey, his throws are 10-10.
I haven't seen someone throw a ball that flat in a long while, like just flat. Like normally you see like Lerma or Richards throw it in the boxes. It's got a bit of a loop on it, if you know what I mean. So I was impressed with our like defensive stature, but I think our players they're blown out. A lot of them are so tired. Like I see everyone online complaining that there's not really creativity and all that stuff. That I think we're just tired, man. Like you see Mateta just blowing, especially that last chance in the last minute. He was blowing, like you could tell he was blowing.
He should have scored that.
He should 100%. He should have scored that. And as well, people need to understand that we rarely ever play low block teams. Apart from who was the team that we played before Millwall last year?
Stockport.
That's the
Stockport, innit?
That's the last team that played low block, and we didn't really play fluid football. We had a couple of opportunities, but then they came out to play after. But we didn't really play as fluid. So I'm surprised everyone's a bit like worried about us playing on a low block, because we're a team that usually play low blocks and we play on the counter or the mid block. So if you look at our games from last season, we hardly played anyone in the low block. So is it a cause for concern? I don't think it is, but everyone seems to be a bit frustrated the fact that we didn't really create that many chances. I think we had a good result, and we just need to wait till tomorrow to see who play, because there's the likes of Florentina, AZ from the Netherlands, and those are top teams. We're probably going to play low block against them. So I don't think it's too much cause of concern. The only thing we need to identify now is just getting the new players for like the next coming days.
Yeah, we do. We're talking about some of the results that's going on right now. Fiorentina, who were 3-0 up in the first leg, they're right now losing 2-0. So it's 3-2 on aggregate, which would be crazy. Yeah, if they somehow.
Who they playing?
I don't even know how to pronounce this team's name. Policia Zhtomyr or from Ukraine. They are currently, So I've never heard of them.
In Europe,
but yeah.
Start getting Wi-Fi codes and all that stuff.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, right now, well, there was a 3-0 lead. It's still, well, yeah, it's 3-2. They're still leading, but in the second leg, they've just conceded 2 goals. And Besiktas, another big team, they're losing as well. As it stands, they're currently getting knocked out. Strasbourg are 2-0 up as well. So Brøndby seems like it's going to be out of the Conference League. In terms of the defense today, I thought even though they had like a few shaky moments, especially with long throws, overall in open play, I thought we were solid defensively. And when you're looking at the likes of Gay and Richards, they seem like our most creative players with balls into the box at times.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Richards had a solid game. When it comes to like any aerial threats in the attacking box and the defensive box, he usually seems like he's the most like potent towards those balls. You know, when it's defensively, he hardly lost any balls. And offensively, I think he had like 2 or 3 shots. One probably should have scored, don't you think?
Yeah, one, potentially. I think Richards, with that corner, we could have scored from that as well. Where Sosa delivered it into the box in the first half, I thought that could have been an opportunity to go 1-0 up. But yeah, I thought they were good. They were good defensively. But it's similar to the first leg. I thought Gay was very good. Trying to put balls into the box.
I'm not trying to lose Gehi this summer. Like, let's just wait for 1 year, man. 1 year. I watched you guys League Cup draw yesterday, and I forgot his name. Lou was talking about, he doesn't want to lose Gehi, and I'm with him, man. I really don't want to lose Gehi. Like, he's one of the better centre backs in the league. Like, I would say he's in the top 5 centre backs in the league. I know I'm being biased, but that's just what I think. And if we lose him this summer, it's gonna be so tragic, because this Europa Conference run that we could go on, how far we can go, can be very dependent on our defence, because Gehi, Lacroix and Richards, they've built such a good core like relationship between themselves and understanding. So if we lose any of them, because Lacroix could potentially go next year, because he's having stellar performances every game. So I just want Gehi to stay, man, and just bring in the new players so Glasner stays happy.
We can't lose him. We can't. Some people are saying we will lose him. Maybe that's why we're looking at the replacements right now. But I just think selling Eze and Gay so late in the window and then expecting like a replacement for Gay to come back, expecting a replacement for Eze to come. Yeah. And like the season's already started. We're doing the same mistakes as last season, and I think even worse because we lost Ayew and
Elise,
Anderson, Elise, but those players I don't think would this late on in the window. So yeah, we can't be repeating the same mistakes. I don't know if Nosa's camera's gone. Can you hear us still, Nosa? Hold on, we'll remove you and try and maybe refresh and then we can add you back in. Your camera just completely went, so you might have to refresh the link. But yeah, we can't lose AJ. That's my opinion on it. It's too late. I think we kind of, I understand you don't want to lose him on a free, but why did you sell Eze? You didn't need to sell Eze if you're so desperate on selling Gay.
I don't know. I think I've already survived one announcement video this summer, and it nearly broke me. So you're good, bro. So I mean, the idea of selling Gay, well, it's either we sell him or we don't, because he's not signing an extension. So if we
sell Gay now, it's detrimental to the whole
squad,
the whole.
But then we're talking about one of the better defenders in the league, and I'm never too keen on the money element of things because it's not my money, but that is a lot of value to sort of throw away come next summer, because we don't know where we're going to be at as a football club. It might, are we going to be looking at another European campaign?
Do you
Are
know
we
what
going to
it
win
is?
the conference league? You see what I'm saying? It depends what kind of side of your mind. If you're using your brain on it, you're thinking one way. If you're going with your heart, your brain's thinking a completely different way. So,
Of course, from a business standpoint, obviously we're not the board members or anything, but obviously we can understand how the club think. You need to look at a profit and loss from a profit and loss standpoint as well. Like they're saying 30 M's, 35 M, I don't know, give or take, is around that figure. So with a player with 1 year left on his contract, I understand where the club's coming from, but the whole ethos of football is to win games, and Guehi's going to win you games. He's a centre back. Like he's the best England centre back in my opinion. So he's got value on him, and I understand that. Palace, they love bringing players early 20s and they dish them out when they're in their prime years. That's the strategy they've been utilising over the past couple of years. But I just think we should keep him, man. Like if we lose Gehi, oh my god, I think it's gonna be more heartbreaking than Eze.
Yeah,
but hold on,
yeah.
Noza. If we're serious about winning the Conference League, how many players do you think we need?
I think we need another. I know Pino's apparently he's doing his medical right now in London, but I think we need additional 2 10s because another. Oh no, we've got Pino. So yeah, Pino and another 10. So that's 2 players. So 2 10s. I think we need a midfielder because Wharton sometimes you need something different, and I could tell he gets tired like a lot. And Lerma today, I just felt like we needed a different dynamism. Like Decore would have been a perfect fit for today, but obviously he's injured. So I would say we need another midfielder and another right wing back, in my opinion, because I was about. So 4 or 5. 4 or 5. Oh my gosh, we need like 4 or 5 players, in my opinion. I think that would be an ideal market, but 3-4 days. Do you guys think we could do it?
No.
We can. I don't know if we will. I think we can.
What do you guys think of the young boy, the Jimmy Day?
Yeah, Jamie Day. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want to rely on him just yet. Maybe he might need a loan move and then get a few more experience.
Depends who we draw in it, because if we end up getting some I guess lesser serious opponents, maybe later on, because you said it was 6 games, right? So let's say we're 4 games in and we're looking nice to qualify.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe bring him in for them last 2 games. Maybe the league. Because the problem is he's never played senior football for us, so it's hard to judge it.
I don't think he's had a competitive debut, has he?
No, so
no, I don't think so.
No, it's a sticky one. It's a sticky one.
Yeah.
Can't really just throw them in deep end like that. It's not like attackers.
Yeah, so it's not going to be.
It's against Millwall, isn't it?
We might be able to utilize the loan market for centre back anyway. So,
but this late business is just so tiring, man. Like I just think
I don't know why we always do it at that age.
It negates the whole process of actually being in Europe. When you're in Europe, especially your first season, you want to get things out the door quickly. If you want to get rid of Gehi, you should have got rid of him in the first week or month or whatever it is of the market. Like get all your profit from Gehi and Eze, take the heartbreak out of the fans as well, and then get to business. Do you know what I mean? Now, it's the blows soften a little bit more with Eze. Of course, you can never replace Eze. I think Eze is like 1 in 10 year player. You're not going to see that player in a long time. Those type of players. So he's of good quality. He's got a bit of a sketchy injury history, but I think he's a good player. Likewise with Nelson. And yeah, D, I watched what you posted yesterday. Nelson, injury prone player, 15 million. It's a bit of a 50-50. We just hope he does all right under Glasner because he's never had over 25 games in one season and he's 25. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the injury concerns with him. Otherwise, when he plays, it looks decent. Just quickly, a Villa game. We played on Thursday again. We saw it against Forest. Towards the end of the game, we were leggy. How are you feeling towards that game after today's performance?
We always do it right against Villa, even prior to Glasner. So I'm not really overly concerned. I think if you manage the game well and just utilize our defense properly, we can frustrate Villa because that's what we've always done when we play Villa under Glasner. I think we could get a decent result up there, like a 1-0, 2-1, and just snatch it off them. But I can tell our players are tired. Not a lot of players are used to playing European football. There's just a handful of them. So it's just about managing the load, because it can very easily get to you, just playing 2 games a week or 3 games a week, given us within a 7-day period. So we just need to manage it properly. I'm confident for it. So
yeah. Let's see what happens. But no, sir, great talking to you, bro. Hopefully we catch up with you after the Villa game.
See you guys later. Have a nice evening.
Okay, you too. That was no having to say. If you haven't already done so, hit the like button, click on the pinned comment to join us live right now to react to Palace qualifying to the European main competition for the first time in our history. Let's bring on the next guest, Luke.
Hello.
0-0 draw against Fredrikstad, but we go through 1-0 in aggregate. What do you make of the performance?
Boring.
Yeah,
it was boring. That's what I can say, really. The players are tired. There's no, because Glasner didn't use his bench as much, and Romain Esse didn't come on.
Yeah,
he only brought on Devaney and Mitchell, which was pretty disappointing, really, because we all would have thought that Esse would have come on and show a bit of magic, but it is what it is. We don't have any players on the bench.
Yeah, we don't have any players on the bench, and he clearly thinks that Esse is not ready yet. If he thinks he's not ready, then he's probably not ready. So the other options are Devaney, and then you got like Mitchell. So we just don't have the players there. But today, I thought the centre backs, both Richards, I think even Lacroix can get involved as well in the conversation. I think there were at times our most creative players, but we need to adjust, right, to facing these low blocks, because in the conference, do you expect a few more teams to sit back like that against us?
Yeah, but I wish we had players that we can bring off, but we don't have that. But with Chelsea, you see, with Chelsea last season, they had basically 3 squads, didn't they? And in Europe, you need 3 squads to compete, basically. But we don't have that. We only have one entire 11.
And yeah, forget about squads. We have an 11. That doesn't even count as a squad. How many players do you reckon that we need then?
3.
3.
On top of Pino.
On top of Pino. So in total, probably around 4 players. Do you reckon we get the job done with those? Do you bring in 4 players?
Yeah, again, we're leaving it late, aren't we? Because like what Nusa said, we should have done our business earlier, because the window's opened in June. First week of June.
Yeah, that was for the Club World Cup teams, I believe. But regardless, it was, the window's been open for months. It's been open for months, and clearly, apparently, we knew that Eze was going to leave, so we could have planned in advance for his replacement. It's just all a bit confusing. It doesn't make much sense in terms of how we approach it.
I wouldn't mind if we had sold Eze and Gahey at the start of the window. Do you know what I mean? I would not mind that. Just do it at the start, but don't do it now.
Yeah. What do you think about Sosa? He played again today.
I like him a lot. I feel like he's impressing me over the last 3 or 4 games. He gets forward quite a lot. And I like that we can actually change it up with set pieces, because Sosa can take some and Adam Wharton can take some.
Yeah.
And we've got some players that can take set pieces, which is nice for a change.
Yeah. Thursday to Sunday again. This time he ain't Forest. It's going to be Villa. How are you feeling towards that game?
I don't know, because if we're going to have the same squad as we did today, I think we could be lucky to get a draw. And unless Pino comes in, which I'm hopeful for, that we might get it done tomorrow. Do you think he'll get it done?
Well, he came yesterday. I think he came down yesterday. I don't know if he had his medical today. It's gone a bit quiet.
But then would he have enough time? Would he be registered in time? Would he have even met the squad at that point?
Registered, I believe, Saturday afternoon. Well, Saturday before noon, or is it midnight something? So he needs to be basically ideally registered tomorrow. So,
well, if he's registered by tomorrow, then we might have another option.
At least even if he's not a starter off the bench, we just need someone. We're just so thin on numbers. Even if he sits on a bench, he's already played this season competitive football, so he should be ready in terms of fitness and stuff, which is good.
In terms of players coming in, I hope we get Gallagher in, but that's looking highly unlikely. And I would like to look at some right wing. We need a right wing back. I think Munoz can't play every single week. I think he went down a few times today, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
My heart stopped when he got his hand stomped on. I swear to God,
Yeah.
like when that guy stomped in his hand, and I thought his hand was like, oh my God, he scratched his hand. My hand was like, my head was literally in my hands. Because if he gets injured, that's a whole different kettle of problems you're going to be dealing with there.
That's not a lot of players though, AJ. That's the problem with the squad. Like if one player gets injured in whatever position, we're thin. We're already automatically thin. We might not even have a player there. With Munoz, we don't have no backup until now. We'll see what happens with Cora.
Don't forget the striker. We only have one striker as well.
Yeah, because Nketiah's out injured as well. So it's looking tight right now. But yeah, we've got up until Monday 7 p.m. to get the business done. So let's see. But look, Luke, great having you on. Hopefully we catch up with you again soon.
Out the Palace. See you soon.
Out the Palace. Take care. That was Luke having his say. If you do want to call into the show, click on the pinned comment. Let's check the like counts on right now. We're on 84 likes, nearly 160 watching. If you haven't done so, hit the like button and subscribe as well. Let's bring on Bollocks next. 0-0, but we managed to get through. 1-0 on aggregate. What have we made of both ties, to be fair? It was a bit frustrating, hasn't it?
It was difficult watch tonight. Compared to how quickly that game went last night, the Grimsby match, and it flew by, and there's all the entertainment. It was definitely balanced off today. That was difficult. And I felt for the fans who went all that way. I was really hoping Mateta would be kicking the corner flag in injury time then, and that when he went through on goal, to give them something, but not to be.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he should have scored that chance, but I mean, you can probably tell the reason why we're struggling. Losing Eze is not going to help, and the squad is just thin. The players look like they're already struggling. We're in August. We're going to look like we're fatigued, and we're going to still have loads of games. We've got like the Carabao Cup. We're going to have the FA Cup at some point. It just seems like, to me, the simple solution right now is to bring in players, because there's only so much this manager can do working with, 12, 13 players.
We write off August every year, and then we wonder why we can't quite break that top half, because we've sacrificed the first. I know last year was a little bit different because of the Olympics and the Copa America, whatnot. All those players were knackered, and this year you could argue the conference thing. So let's see in the next couple of days. Now Europe is definitely official. Yeah, it's not the tournament we wanted, but now we can promise a player Europe officially, the group stage of it. Let's see if suddenly we get a few names over the line. I'm like everyone else. I'm not confident we're going to get these 4 players we need. And yeah, as the last bloke pointed out, like we really need a bigger squad than that if we want to have a go at League Cup. If we want to kick on in the league, it's sometimes the teams that we're facing, you look at their benches and they shouldn't be better than ours, but they are. I mean, yeah, there we go.
In terms of today's performance, we didn't have as many shots as we did in the first leg. What do you think that falls down to? Do you think we have to give a bit of credit to Fredrikstad as well? Because I thought they played well defensively.
Yeah. I think so. We just don't have, obviously, without our main man, but in the last game at home, we hit the post twice and whatever, 25 shots, whatever it was. So we can still do that without him. I don't think we had Kamada at the home game either, did we? So even less creation in that sense. But again, credit to the opponents. They gave us a good game. They're pretty quite gutted that they were knocked out by Mateta kind of deflected effort. There's only a real difference in the 2 games, effectively. Okay, they put on a good show. But yeah, again, our players look so fatigued, and the last thing I want to do is go to Villa. And like Forest, they got a very strong bench. I won't say anything about financial regulations and breaking them for legal reasons, but obviously they're pushing the boundaries in that sense. So they've got a shit hot bench, and they have got squads cut out for Europe. So you can tell our players will be working hard to stay in the game to start with, and then have to face fresh legs coming on like Barkley and that lot always play against us for the last 30 minutes or so. And law of averages, they should beat us, but then football's weird because we can't seem to beat bloody Everton or Forest ever. So maybe we do the same thing to Villa and they just can't get past us. That'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, Villa, we always seem to get a decent result against them. So let's see if we still have that luck on our side. It'd be nice to go and get another result before some of the new players come in on Monday or even on Sunday. We'll see when they get announced. But in terms of the league phase, is there any teams you're looking out for in particular that you want? Or do you want the easiest teams, or do you want like certain away days or certain like quality of teams? Besiktas, they're out of it, which is a big team that's got knocked out of Conference League, which is quite embarrassing.
They're the best team in Istanbul, aren't they?
Huh?
They're the best team in Istanbul, aren't they?
Whoa, I don't
Finally,
think
somebody said it.
They're out of Conference League. I'm not too sure about that one because they're not even in any European competitions.
No, true. No, I want one that has a decent allocation that I have a chance of getting a ticket for is the priority, really. It's a selfish point of view. But it'd be nice, in an ideal world, you get every corner of Europe, especially if you count the knockout stages. So we get to see, I don't know, some over in the west and then some in the south, maybe another Nordic team and over in the east too. That would be the ideal thing. But it's good that we finally made it. We're finally officially there. And as I say, hopefully that can just convince one or two more signings. But I don't know. We're also used to it with Palace. We need that 4 or so. And we probably won't do it, or we just get some last minute panic ones on loan that feature barely at all.
Yeah.
And it's weird because we should all be completely like full of like joy and happiness, whatever else. And we are. When we think about it, we won the fucking FA Cup and Community Shield this year, which I never thought I'd see. But the whole summer's been a little bit tainted by obvious reasons. And now, even at the end of August, we're here again, and we're not keeping our manager happy.
Yeah, well, that's Palace.
Of course, we wouldn't have any other way.
Nothing has changed by that. Not an FA Cup, not a Community Shield. Nothing will change that.
No.
But yeah, I mean, let's see what happens against Villa. Great talking to you. Hopefully, we'll catch up with you again soon.
Good to see you, lads. Take care.
In a bit, mate.
Okay, so yeah, Besiktas are out. It'll be nice to look at some other results. So in terms of teams that are through, FC Noah's through, of course we're through, Nicosa's through, Hammer and Spartans.
I swear you're making up half these names.
What? Rapid win, they're through. Alkmaar's going to be going through as well. Istanbul Başakşehir, they're of course Turkish team, Istanbul team.
Oh yeah.
Before they're actually going to get knocked out as it stands, unless they score 2 goals to go in extra time. They're losing 4-2 on aggregate, which is good. Anderlecht seems like AAK Athens could be knocking out Anderlecht soon. So some decent teams are
decent teams, you know.
Yeah, Brøndby Strasbourg is 2-1 to Strasbourg is half time. So we'll see what happens with that. And Fiorentina, they're losing 2-0, but they're up 3-2 on aggregate. Fiorentina get knocked out. If they fumble this 3-0 lead, that would be crazy works. But yeah, let's read some of the comments. If you do want to call into the show, you can do so now. By clicking on the pinned comment. But when we look at the game on Sunday, I mean, it's not going to be easy. I wonder what Glazer said actually post-match, AJ. But it's one of those ones where we spoke about so often, it's getting tiring. What can we do? Like, what can Glazer really do on Sunday? The only thing I'm more concerned about is players getting fatigued.
Let's be honest, I think the sooner we get a move on in what potentially could be a decent transfer deadline day and follow up to that, the international break, that's going to have to play a massive part. We actually need it. You know, I've never been a fan of international breaks during a football season, but I think if we could just get as many players as we possibly can before Monday, get an international break on, get some players rested, light training, start building up the momentum and stuff like that, and then start pushing, man. It's going to be an interesting sort of autumn period to the season, to be fair. I'm going to be able to keep in mind, look out for Europa tickets and stuff like that, going to home games and all the rest of it. Potentially a few away games. I mean, that is a lot. These players are just not used to it. So we need to kind of get them up to the skill, and they need as much help as possible. And the manager needs as much support as possible. Remember, with us, the fan base and the support is already there. That's something we don't have to worry about. What the manager needs to get. So we need to seriously push and push and push and push. Like I said to you, I don't even know if I said this on the stream or off stream, but I'm going to need a here we go every day, at least for the next couple of days,
Well,
because
basically, how many days have we got left?
we can't afford to mess around. We can't.
Yeah,
So,
4 days left. So
you know, what we got, 4 or 5 days? What are we on? 28th, 9th, 10th. So we got to get a move on, man. I just really hope that now everything's settled in terms of what kind of season competition wise we're working with. The board are in the background. You know, I'd like to think that the club is in the background doing bits, but you can never tell these things. And you know, even as a Palace fan, I should be used to it. But I think with the kind of trajectory that we've been on recently, we need to be doing better than this, man. So Steve Parish can save himself and save the blushes and embarrassment, and you know, keep us on side rather than get us back on side and pull off a masterclass in the window. I'm just annoyed that it's been left so late.
Yeah, and the worst case scenario right now would be to lose Gay, with 4 days left in the window as well. So yeah, that'll be the worst fear. Tele TV saying, what do you think is the issue with Raksaki and Edward when we have such a thin squad? Well, they're clearly not rated, and we want.
They're not good enough. That's it. They're not good enough.
There's a few other players that you could argue that they're sitting on the bench that Glazer clearly doesn't rate, but he needs to play on the bench. I mean, this is the thing. There's a lot.
Like, I'll be honest. Edward came on. What was it? I can't even remember what game it was, and did nothing. I've kind of closed the door on the Edward situation. Don't get me wrong. You know, we've had debates in the past about, you know, with the Edward versus Mateta thing, and we was on the other side of the fence with that. And obviously, look how Mateta turned out, to be fair. So, you know, I would be happily put in my place if that was the case, but I don't envision those players getting into the team anytime soon. And if there's an opportunity to make some money and maybe buy a player that is a lot more of a bargain and will suit the manager's system more, then I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, we ain't really got option. We ain't really got time as well. So we need to make sure we get everything done as soon as possible. Oliver Glazer has said he wants zero transfer talk today as it's about this game. I wonder if that's why we had no Pino talk. Yeah, I think he's tired of it. I think he's tired of talking about transfers every day. He gets asked literally transfer news, so I think he's just probably tired of all of it. It's not just the player's skill set; it's the temperament and the work ethics in training, which Glazer decides on. With Matt Hobbs' track record and the success of Pino, I can see a lot more Spanish, Portuguese, and South American players coming in. Good observation. I mean, I don't care really where they're from, as long as
but then was that not because of the Mendes link that he had at Wolves? Like, that's I'm not dismissing that. Don't get me wrong. Naturally, if you work in a certain type of environment, you'll be used to it. But I think that was more of a Mendes client bracket thing going on there. So only time will tell. Let's see. I mean, I do like the idea of Pino. You know, I think it's a decent player. I think the price is pretty decent as well. So let's just see how it holds out, man. It's going to be a very interesting next couple of days. It's going to be frustrating too, but you know, we need to get these players over the line, man. You know, this is realistically, we're about to play the most football we've ever played before in a whole season. And if we're serious about backing things, we got to get it done.
Yeah. Glazer did say today that if we register a player before 12 o'clock tomorrow, they'll be in the squad at Villa Park. So I guess that's referring to Pino. If you manage to register him by 12 o'clock tomorrow, he'll be in the squad at Villa Park. And yeah, I don't know if more quotes are going to be coming out. They're trying to say from the outside looking in, it feels like Steve Parish and the board are taking a mick out of Oliver Glasner after he made it clear he only wanted early signings. UEFA CAS can only excuse so much. Oh yeah, he can only excuse so much. I mean, selling Eze and not having a replacement lined up was a bit confusing in the first place.
I'll tell you another thing that's kind of gone under the radar. I don't know if you remember, obviously not this summer, last summer when Parish came out with his, you know, PR interview talking about, oh, I'm surprised nobody came in for Eze. We planned for Eze to leave and da-da-da-da-da. So if you planned for Eze to leave the squad a year ago, big man, where's, like, bruv, listen. Do you know, I'm not getting mad. It's too late. Like, let's just
Yeah, I don't
Listen,
know.
bro, this guy's a PR merchant, bro.
I don't know. What we actually need is more squad members in the church group. That's where the magic's at.
Hey, the congregation. We need the congregation.
I don't know what Pino. Yeah, I don't know where he stands in terms of religious. I don't know if he is. Agreed. The club always knew we would use Eze, Weinreich, and Plant. So confusing. Genuinely so confusing. I don't buy that the board are taking a mick. They are businessmen and it damages their product. We don't know why, but there's more to it, and it's not that simple. So Andy disagrees.
I mean, I don't know, man. 3 billionaires.
Yeah, South London bro says
Free.
real salesman about him. Glad all over PTID saying leaving it so late is a dangerous game to play. If players decide not to come, we are effed. Everyone needs to relax. Players will arrive maybe late, but we'll get it done. Yeah, I think we'll bring in players, but as I said,
I don't know. Are we just not tired of it being always so late?
Yeah,
That's where I'm at. Like, why is it always so late?
I better late than never, but in this context, it's frustrating because the same thing happened last year. So it's annoying. It's annoying.
This is just not the manager to play the games with. That's where I look at it.
What was that?
It's just not the manager to play these kind of games with, man. This man is not. He's not a donkey. Like, don't take liberties with him, because I feel like we'll regret it.
Yeah, and maybe on deadline day we might find a few other opportunities. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised. Bilal Kunis, I said it on yesterday's Palace news stream. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow we go back in for him, even though the deals collapse. If he's actually forcing him, if he's saying this is not going to play, maybe on deadline day you get a cheaper deal for him. Maybe that happens. I don't know. Maybe that could be one to look at. That's gone on the radar. Conor Gallagher, could that be happening as well? So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities, but I don't know if we'll be taking them. That's the only worry. In regards to today's game, we spoke about defense. I mean, quickly touch on the midfield. Lerma didn't have a great game. I thought Wharton was sitting back, but there wasn't that many. Wharton was trying to make passes behind, but there was not that many spaces for him to make the passes.
It just wasn't a thing today. The midfield just wasn't a thing today. You know, I always give credit and flowers where credit are due. I wasn't. I mean, Kamada did all right, but I wasn't impressed. Wharton was just Wharton. But Wharton can only do, excuse me, Wharton can only do so much with the creativity around him. But that kind of still goes back to giving Fredrikstad their flowers, because they were so great defensively and they were bullying and elbowing and cooking and doing the dirty work as well. They essentially just threw us off our game today. And the fact that we looked like we were fatigued as well, it's a combination of the two, all isolated.
Yeah. Mike saying Andy Europa League stuff did change plan because it was supposed to be guaranteed and more money, whereas conference wasn't guaranteed and there's not much money in it. Yeah, of course, I think the budget will change. But regardless of that, we're not even talking about keeping Eze and Gay and bringing in players. We sold Eze, so there should have been a plan for when we do sell Eze.
Well, not even that. We've done it. Brought in players seasons upon seasons before without any European football. So
yeah, exactly.
There should have been a short list of players somewhere.
Yeah, there should have been some money, like regardless.
This is the first season with Europe, lad. So what we do?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we want more. We spent more with players, but it's the excuse really from the club. It seems like is that we're paying for past transfers. So I don't know how much we're paying, and it seems like it's more of a cash flow issue. But now we got the cash, so go ahead and spend it. At the end of the day, Wharton is playing a different role to what he's been having to do to be the creative role for forward, whilst also playing a normal game in middle defensively. Players will arrive. High press and box versus our playing. Yeah, no way Glasner would want that. Oh, I think we're talking about Gallagher. I think Glasner would love Gallagher. I think he suits his system.
He obviously must be trolling. Like,
I'd like him in a deeper role though. Then in a number 10. I think he can play number 10, but Pino's signed anyway, so I'm not worried about that. But if he came in as like a starting number 10, I don't know how I would have felt about that. Hiding behind Eze sale is shocking. We need more than Eze, not replacement. Yeah. If you bring in I don't think we will, but if we bring in one player to replace Eze, that was the dumbest decision to sell him because it makes no sense. But I don't think that's going to happen anyways. We'll bring in multiple players, but we need multiple forward players to replace Eze. Not only, I'm excluding the centre backs. Wharton, 100 mil. Have not seen it from him yet, says Martin. Pino got misspelt. Mateta tattoo on his right bicep. That was a tough game for the boys. Result was ultimately a positive. Rest up and prepare for Villa. And on that note, people, we are going to wrap it up. If you have enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe, check out the player ratings, which will be dropping tomorrow. And also, if you just joined us now and we do want to share your thoughts, leave them in the comment section down below after the stream ends. Tomorrow, we'll be back for Palace news because, of course, the draw will be happening in the afternoon, but we'll come and react to it on the evening. So that will be interesting to see who we get. Hopefully, we get the easiest teams possible. That's all I care about. I'll travel wherever. And then Saturday, we got opposition preview, match preview, reactions, watch-alongs. So we've got everything coming up. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That's it from AJ and I. And until next time, up the Palace.